Today's seminar is brought to you by the League, a not-for-profit center for independent living serving Northeast Indiana. Your presenters today are Laura Lindsay and Linda Scribner, and we're just going to have an informal discussion about the League's adaptive equipment program and all the things that are available, equipment that can help you if you have a disability to live independently. So, Laura, why don't you start?
So, as a Center for Independent Living, we serve people with any disability. So we have a variety of equipment available. You might need something as simple as a reacher, either if you're vertically challenged or if you're in a wheelchair, or just if you have troubles bending so much. There would be items such as reachers, sock pullers, those kind of items. For people who are visually impaired, you might need something like magnifiers, where we could come out and assess somebody to see what magnifier would work best for them. Linda has a lot of experience with that.
Yes. And magnifiers are tricky. We've got different brands, we've got different kinds, different strengths, lighted, not lighted, and people don't understand that you have to try a magnifier before. You can't just come in and say, I need a magnifier. You need to try them out and find out what works for you. And you can come to our office for services, or we can go to you. We are itinerant rehabilitation teachers. So,
another thing that we frequently do at people's homes, because it's just more helpful to do it that way, is mark appliances with tactile dots. We would come in, see how you use your stove, what style you have. It might be a different item other than a stove. Stoves are kind of common. And we would help to mark it so that you could feel where to set the dials. And we'd explain how that works specifically for your appliance.
So, microwaves, washers, dryers, thermostats, all those things are typically markable.
Right.
And the little dots can be a contrasting color, they can be big, they can be small, so we want to try and find what works for you.
We even use clear ones a lot because the other family members like to not see it so much, but it's useful to you if you can feel it. We have other kitchen items. The tactile dots are commonly, we set those up in kitchens, but there are other things that might be useful in your kitchen. A cutting board might be more useful if you could see contrast on it. So you could get like a black cutting board or white cutting board.
And this one is reversible, but we can only show one side, so we have black for, light colored vegetables or fruits, potato, white on the other side for something dark like a tomato. So that works really well for people because people who have low vision like to use contrast whenever possible.
Right. As far as turning foods on the stove, even with vision or with hands that are flexible, sometimes it's hard to turn something with a spatula, and so there's a gripping spatula. That's useful for anybody, actually.
Yeah, and it's a double spatula, so you slide it under, you clamp it. It's kind of like tongs, but it's a spatula, so it works really well to flip hamburgers and chicken and grilled cheese, anything that
escapes you.
Yes,
it catches it and turns it. A longer glove oven mitt would be helpful for people who maybe can't spot that top rack in the oven, so you're not burning yourself.
And even if you have, some kind, if you shake, or even if you can't hold things real well, having your arms protected, that long oven glove that comes up to your elbow, that works really well for protection. We always want to be safe in the kitchen.
Yes. Other items might be the electric can opener that's hands-free. It can be hard to grip a can opener. Really, almost any electric can opener is just...
They're hard to use if it's manual or if it's electric, but this is it's to be one-handed. It's really, really nice for people who have had a stroke and have a lot of limited use of their hands. So this works really well.
Okay. Kitchen timer, always useful for anybody. But I think the one that we're showing is with tactile dots on it.
Yeah,
so
and large print.
The time.
So,
And large print. And then we get into the realm of clocks. We have clocks for people who are visually impaired, who are hard of hearing. that just need a little bit of extra.
You might need it
Visual.
enlarged, you might need it to talk, you might need it to be really, really loud if you're hearing impaired. So we have, and these are just a few samples. There are all, shapes and sizes and levels of loudness and female and male voices and
Something you can take with you, something you would leave stationary in a room. There's a variety of adaptive clocks.
so, and the one thing we always say is, find the piece of equipment that works for you. And there's not a right or wrong way to do things. So finding that piece of equipment is really important to keeping you independent.
And, along with having the talking clocks, there are a variety of talking items. There's talking blood pressure monitors, talking money identifiers.
Yeah, body thermometer is over there.
Meat
We don't have a talking scale, but there's a lot of medical equipment now that either is large print readouts, or they talk, and for people who have diabetes, the talking glucometers are wonderful.
Right, right. And then on to finances and appointment keeping.
Yes, very important not to be
Yes.
late.
There are actually a few ways to keep track of time. It might be built into a talking watch. We have large print calendars and date books. We also have bold line paper with very bold writing pen. It's called a 2020 pen. It would write, it's got like a felt tip and would write kind of like a
It writes like a
Sharpie.
marker, yeah, but it doesn't bleed through the paper, so that's the
It's me
plus for the 2020
writing
pen.
my name upside down. Not bad for upside down.
But again, people with low vision who can use large print, or people who are totally blind. There are talking calendars, and people who are really savvy with their smartphones or their iPhones.
yeah.
You can do all kinds of stuff with those applications.
Right.
So it's just a matter of learning how to do it.
Also, a lot of people aren't aware you can get a large print or bold line checkbook from your bank. You would just speak to your teller about how to get one. We also have writing guides. There's a check writing guide that would fit a standard check that you would just slide in there, and then there's a slot for each section of a check that you would typically fill out. So the date at the top, who it's going to, your dollar amount, and your signature. Also a spot for the memo. Also signature guides.
Signature guides, oh my gosh, there's envelope guides and page writing guides. There's just all kinds of tactile or visually helpful guides so that people can still do their finances. And there's a talking calculator. It also has a little bit of a larger readout, so you can still work with numbers.
Right. I've even seen the talking calculator with different shapes. It'd be a very large calculator, but it would have a different shape by each number, so that might be a little help to some people. Not everybody needs that or would want that, but it is something that's out there. And then recreation.
Yay!
We love recreation.
You love recreation, yes.
Items such as talking books, talking Bibles, those are out there, and we can help access those. Pedometer.
Oh yeah, it is a talking pedometer. So if you're a walker or a runner and want to, monitor your speed or how far you're walking, the talking pedometer is a fun little tool. And a lot of these items are very inexpensive. The items that we're showing on the table are, most of them under $20. Some are more than that, but most of this equipment shown is under $20.
Yeah, large print cards or bingo.
Dominoes, they're tactile. And it's important to remember that games can be adapted, but we have the resources here at the League. If we don't have it in stock, we can usually get it for you or find out who you can contact so you can get it yourself.
Right. And go ahead and call us if you need anything, and you can use your big button phone like we have here, and we could access those as well. It can have a louder ring. We can get those.
Voice-activated phones.
Voice-activated.
There's just all kinds of technology out there that can help people who have disabilities so that they can live independently. So if you need our assistance, don't hesitate to call us at 1-800-889-3443, or you can find us on the web. You can email us, What else? You can write us a letter.
Please
Old
write us a
school.
letter.
But, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us at the League.